Welcome back to Cottage Designs by Erin, where it's a beautiful sunshiny day here in Southern Illinois. And so I thought I would show you how to make a very quick, beautiful spring project. First off, the pattern on top is Lori Holt's Canning Season. If you are interested in making that miniature quilt, scroll back through my quilt history and you will see all the directions on how to make that particular pattern. It is also a very easy pattern and goes together in a few days. Okay, what I'm talking about is Thimble Blossoms mini quilt, mini spools. And you can find this pattern on eBay or on Etsy, and it's probably even available on Amazon. Before you begin, you're going to need some fabrics that coordinate. So I am actually using Lori Holt fat quarters, and I am using the Granny Chic line. These can be purchased on eBay or Amazon. I will put a link in the description box. Okay, so I did a little bit of prep work. It took me about an hour to cut out all the pieces that are down here on the bottom that you see. And I did mine using templates. So to make the little centers of the spools, you will need 3.5 by 1.5 inch strips. Those will be cut out in coordinating pieces and then sewn together right sides. Next, you will need a 1-inch strip that goes down the sides of the little spools once they're sewn together. And then you will need a 4.5 by 1.5 inch gray strip for the top and the bottom of the spool. And you will need a background square that is 1 by 1 inches. So I'm going to move the camera to my hands now and show you how we put this together. It goes together very quickly. It took more time to cut it out than I think it would probably take to sew it. So let me move the camera to my hands. So here we have our little 3 pieces that are sewn together for the center. Let me bring my machine up. We are now going to sew the 1-inch strips on the side. And this white fabric that I'm using is by P&B Textiles, and it came in one of the mystery quilt boxes from Missouri Star that I purchased. And the gray fabric was also in one of the Missouri Star mystery boxes. Okay, we are now going to sew a 1-inch strip on the other side. Okay, now we're going to press this. Boy, just about burned my arm on my iron there. Okay, so here's our little centerpiece. Now we have to make the top part of the spool. So now this looks a little odd, but when you take your little 1-inch squares and you sew them onto your gray piece, they don't go all the way up to the top of the spool. So I found that a little bit annoying, but it will still work out. So you're going to sew a half square triangle in the corner of each gray strip. And I wanted to say too, this pattern is very inexpensive. It's $6 on eBay and Etsy. Okay, we're going to press that little ear down. And now we're going to sew the other one on. Okay, and then now we have to sew the spool pieces onto our centerpiece. Okay, and now we're going to sew the next piece on. Okay, I'm going to take my iron and give it a little press. So here is our first block. So basically you're going to sew, let me grab them, your center pieces together, right sides facing. All right, you would sew that and then sew the next strip, and then you would go ahead and put your sides on, and then you would put your spool tops on. This goes together fairly fast. I think it's a beautiful spring project, especially with Lori Holt fabric. You can't go wrong with that. So I hope you like my video. Again, the name of the pattern is Thimble Blossoms, and it can be purchased on eBay or Amazon, or possibly eBay, Etsy, and possibly Amazon. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and give me a thumbs up.